Hello, welcome back. We're going to be working on building our game. So the first thing you might notice is I actually have a background with some mountains in it. To create that, all I did is I clicked on this pine tree called Scene, and I went to this little block under Screen right here called Set Background Image 2. And I dragged that block out and I placed it right here. And all you need to do is click on the little gray box and you can draw your mountains or whatever you want your background to be. It could be a city, mountains, whatever you want. These are artistic as you like. So I'm going to click done. So I've got my background. Another thing you might have noticed is there's these little turquoise blocks right here. Actually, I'm going to need to fix that. I can't even jump up to the next level there. So anyway, there's these little turquoise blocks, and I'll explain why we put those in a minute. What I did to do that is I set tile map 2 and I clicked on my tile map. Remember the one we built before? And while I'm in here, why don't I add in, actually I'll put this one right over top. I'll add in some of these so we can actually jump up and get to our next levels here. So put on that, there we go. All I did was I clicked the plus sign right here and I clicked on the paint bucket tool and I clicked on my turquoise color and I clicked this and I just filled it in and created a turquoise block. And now you see, I guess I have 2 turquoise blocks. So I'm going to delete that one. Yes. And I placed these turquoise blocks in places where I wanted there to be a prize or a score or something that I wanted to obtain. I guess you could say it's like the gold coin that you would want. So once I did that, I placed them in kind of random areas. So you can get any color you want, it doesn't matter. Place them around your level. I think this is going to be my exit right here. We'll worry about that later though. I'm going to click done. So I've got those 2 things done. I have my background and I've got all my turquoise blocks placed. I'm going to be doing a little bit of coding now. So what we're going to do is I am going to click on loops and I'm going to scroll down just a little bit and I'm going to be using this for element value of list. And it looks confusing, but essentially we're creating a list or an array that we're going to be using to place our items into. Rather than individually placing all of our items down on a map, we're going to use this to fill an array. So first thing we need to do is we need to get something for the character to obtain, to get. So I'm going to click on sprites. I'm going to go to set my sprite to sprite. I'm going to drag this block out right here. I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call this, I think I have a name for this already, clean. So it's going to be, because we're doing a virus game, I thought I'd just do hand sanitizer. Or maybe it's something you collect. You can do whatever you like. Maybe it's masks or something like that. So set clean to sprite of kind something. So set clean to sprite, and I'm going to click on here. I'm going to create my little bottle of hand sanitizer. So hopefully I can do this reasonably well. So I'm going to make it turquoise inside. I'm going to put the C button in, C letter in for C. And I'll make the little handle here or the top. Oops, I messed that up. Try that one more time. There we go. And then I'm going to put the handle, the pump, whatever you want to call it, that would come up here. Maybe one more, and I'm just going to come out, and there's a little spout there. Okay, there. It's not very exciting looking, but it'll work. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're saying for element value of, and we're going to need all of those turquoise block locations. Every single one of those turquoise block locations we're going to have to use. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on scene, and I'm going to grab down, I'm going to scroll down, and I think it's under tiles. Yes, it's under tiles. It's called array of all blank locations. So I'm going to grab this block, and I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to hover over where it says lists, and you can see it turns yellow, and when it turns yellow, I can release my mouse button. Once I've done that, nothing will look much different. I'm going to click on this little checkered box here, and I'm going to select my turquoise box. So I'm saying for the element value, and that's our variable, in all of the turquoise locations, set this sprite of kind player. Now this is a problem. We do not want this to be a player sprite. We want to call it something else. So I just called it virus stopper because I guess that's what it's going to do. Or you can call it score or coin or whatever you want. So set clean to sprite virus of all kind. Sorry, sprite this one here of all kind virus stopper. So your code should look exactly like this. All right, so now we got one more thing or two more things we need to do before this is going to work at all. We need to go back into our scene. We need to go back down to tiles, which is right here. And we need to grab this one right here. It says set blank checkerboard at tile, and it says that, the tile map. Right there, and we're going to drag that down. We're going to place it down here. Okay. Oh, actually, sorry, that is the incorrect one. I just realized. My bad. Very similar. It's this place one right here. So, sorry, not set, but place. Okay, so we're going to go place, and then we're going to choose our clean, which is this sprite right here, on top of, we basically want to place it on top of all of these. So we're going to place it on top of the value. It's because these are the value now. So I'm going to click on this little icon right here that says variables. And you can see we go down, we should have our value variable right there. Oh, that is my timer. Just going to reset that. And what that has done, if you just wait 1 second, our thing will take a second to load up here. It doesn't reload automatically. You can always reset it using that. You can see that it's placed our little clean bottles on top of all of those locations, which is really handy because now we can, every time we put down one of these little turquoise boxes, that means a clean hand sanitizer will appear, which is really handy. All we have to do is go back to our tile map and place them wherever we want. It's going to make our life so much easier. Now, we have one problem. The turquoise tile map sprite is still there. We don't want it there anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go back into our scene again here. I'm going to scroll down, and we are going to use our set. And that was the one I grabbed before by accident. So I'm going to scroll down here. So we're going to go set a blank tile at, and we're going to set a blank tile at value, because you remember this little tile map here is now value. So anytime we put value, it's going to be that tile map. So we're going to basically make this tile map, this sprite, sorry, blank. So if you remember, value is located inside variables, and we're going to grab it, pull it out, and hover over here. It turns all yellow, and there we go. Now you should have a nice scene with some of your items that you want to pick up. You can't pick them up yet. Inside, and you can place down as many as you want wherever you want, which is very handy using this code. This code might seem a little complex when you first see it, but it is a very handy piece of code to know when you want to add a lot of things to a scene. Okay, we're going to do one more video to push you ahead, and that will be it.